Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Bowling University studio from the International Bowling Campus here in Arlington, Texas. Welcome back to the Profit Break. If you're joining us for the first time, we're glad you're here. Give us 15 minutes and you're going to be well on your way to improving yourself and your profitability. Now, if you're like most small business today, you're probably wondering what to do with all those email addresses you've been gathering. And you may be asking, is email marketing a good strategy given the popularity today of social media? Great news, help us here. Now on today's show, we're going to visit with Miss Leanne Webster, who is the founder of Email with Heart and the author of Email Marketing Mastery, 52 Tips to Build, Grow, and Nurture Your Email List Without Being Cheesy or Sleazy. Probably the best title ever in the history of books anywhere. Now, Leanne is a former lawyer. We're not going to hold that against her. We still love her. She's turned international keynote speaker, an entrepreneur, and a great friend to Bowling University. Welcome back, Miss Leanne.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me. I love you guys. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to see you again. Always great information. Now, look, before we jump into our content, last time we gathered, you were just getting back from this small little thing like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro or living a year of nomad. Anything exciting happening? What have you been doing?
Oh, I launched my own one-woman show. How about that? I've got a playbill here.
Awesome. Why am I not surprised? Always something fascinating going on with you. So let's jump right in. When we talk about digital marketing, I always like to remind folks that sometimes in the ecosystem of digital marketing, email is almost sometimes like the redheaded stepchild. It gets left behind. I mean, what role should email marketing play in small businesses and their digital marketing strategies?
Well, it's interesting you say that because I agree. Oftentimes it's kind of the I guess we'll do that. It feels like a leftover. And it really is the glue that holds all the other things together. Because here's the thing, your email list speaks directly to your people. You don't have to rely on an algorithm. You don't have to rely on a billionaire buying the platform and maybe changing things up. You're not at the whim of any of that. So your email, you can use all those other platforms and you should use a mix of strategies, but the email list is where you're going to get to the person and there's nothing preventing or interceding between you and your client.
Yeah, and it's a great reminder, Leanne, that it's one of the few spaces that you actually own the data. That's your guest, your relationship, and some of those other folks and other platforms you mentioned, it can go away tomorrow.
It can go away tomorrow. And, at some point you may look at selling your business, right? And an email list, a nice thriving email list is an asset in the business. So it can actually not only help grow your business while you're running it, but it can also help increase the price that you can ask for should you decide to sell your business down the road.
Yeah. Now, you've been with us before. You know our group. It's time for some tough love. I need you to look us in the eye and hit us hardcore here. As small business owners, what's the biggest mistake we make when it comes to email marketing? Be honest with us. You can let us have it.
All right. Get ready. The biggest thing is really so simple. It's not being consistent. It's and wrapped up in not being consistent is what I like to call booty calling your list. And booty calling your list is when you're like, haven't talked to you, haven't sent you an email, haven't done anything. And then all of a sudden it's like, I got lanes to fill or drinks to sell or leagues to fill. So I better start emailing you a lot. And that feels really on the other side like, ew, you only want me for my money. You don't care about me in between. That's the biggest one.
It is that relationship, right? And it's like a relationship, a friendship. If you only call when you need something or you only call when it's on the receiving end, it's not much of a relationship, is it?
No, not at all. And we would feel that, right? It's an energetic. I can be a little wooey sometimes. I like to talk about energy and what's happening when the reason it feels weird is there's an energy behind it that on the other side, it's kind of like, I don't want to just be a number to somebody. I want to know that somebody cares in between. And that can happen really easily. We'll probably talk a little bit about content, and doling out some content here or there is an easy way to bridge that gap and build that relationship in a way that feels good. So when you do say, hey, can you buy this? Or I've got this for sale, or we have some open lanes, then it feels more natural and organic instead of feeling so transactional.
Well, just for the record, I am going to use booty call your email list in a sentence somewhere very soon. I am going to work
Do
it in
it.
somehow.
I
Well,
love
you
it.
led perfectly into the next thing I wanted to touch on. Is that's content, right? Because we've made the decision to, use our email list. We're going to start the relationship. We're going to be sincere about it. We often struggle with, well, what do we say? I mean, what are some things you can share with us to easily create content?
Well, so first thing I want to talk about with content is very, very, very important is what I call a welcome series, or even just one welcome email if it's not a series. And that means when somebody gets on your list, sending them, if whatever incentive you've given them to get on the list, and then with a nice little welcome message that just lets them know they're on the list, and how often you're going to be messaging them, and kind of why it's in their interest to watch those emails. That email has a 3 times higher open rate than all the other emails that you'll send. So it's a really, really, really important message, and the first step in creating that relationship and kind of setting up for good content.
Yeah, and I hope folks heard what you said there about the importance of that welcome email and the fact that it has such a high open rate relative to others. Unfortunately, I see brands that ask me to start the relationship, and then there's no trigger email set up, and they never start the relationship.
Yeah, or what happens then is nothing gets sent, and then all of a sudden you send this other email, and the people are like, "Did I sign up for this? When did I sign up? I don't remember this. What was that from? Was that?" So if you can, kind of connect that them getting on the email from whatever action they took to get on the email list, be it signing up at your center, or turning in a coupon, or going on your website, or whatever it was, that first thing, you can tie that message with them. Then not only will they open it, but they'll receive it a lot better. Then they'll receive all the other messages that you send much more readily.
Yeah. So
Okay.
on this thing of content, does your email marketing content need to be different than your other digital marketing content? I mean, or can it be the same?
Yeah, that's the great news. It can be the same. Like, no one is following you across every single platform that you're on. And even if they are, they're in a different space where when they're on Instagram, for example, than when they're on Facebook, than when they're in their email box. So you can use the same piece of content, chop it up a different way, and do it across all your platforms, and make your life a lot easier. And I do have some other ideas on regular content if we have a moment to go back to that.
Oh, absolutely. We do. Bring it on.
Okay. The key with your content is really, really think about your audience. After that first message, then for ongoing messages, think about your audience. What do they need? What do they want to know about? How can you highlight different aspects of your center? Perhaps highlighting your team, perhaps highlighting the food at your restaurant that you're serving, or if there's a new drink, maybe alcoholic or non-alcoholic drink. Non-alcoholic beverages right now are very much on the rise, and so perhaps you can showcase that if that's something your audience would be interested in. Also, think about other things like when I was at Expo, I met a gentleman who had a fire at his center. And so the center was shut down for a number of months while they, rebuilt, and he used that time to renovate. And I thought, gosh, what a great series of emails he could do to kind of take his people along the ride of the renovation. Hey, we're all safe. Unfortunately, there was a small fire, but here's the great thing. Now we're going to have new carpet in the lounge, or, and we picked purple because whatever reason, or, we're renovating the bar and we've added more seats or more tables, or, or we're getting that pizza oven we always wanted. I don't know, whatever it is, but he could take his clients along that journey and help them see all the improvements that are being made, so that they're actually excited to go back to the center, not just to bowl, but also to see all the different things that he created. So, league updates, quirky bowling facts. I was thinking the other day, what's a bowling ball even made of? I don't know. I think that could be a great email for one of those bowling centers to send me. Ideas for events at the center. There's really content is everywhere. Just expand your mind around what your people might be interested in or want to know.
Yeah, great reminder that for those of us that have been in the business, we might need to take off those, what I call bowling blinders, and just not assume that everybody knows all the things that we know, and share that just like you would a friendship in that journey about the things that are interesting about what you do.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't need, why is it 10 pins? I'm curious about that. Why are the alleys all wooden? You know, why are there gutters on each side, not one? I don't know. There's all kinds of crazy things you could go deep on that you guys probably know, and don't even care about anymore, but your people don't know.
Yeah, great point. So let's talk for a moment about spam, and not the spam that my mom used to make when I was little because we didn't have anything else. But I'm talking about that spam from the email perspective. How does a small business operator that doesn't have a big marketing team and a tech team, how do you avoid that spam filter?
Such a great question. The first thing is being super diligent about how people get on the list, right? So making sure that they have opted in some format. And that's where that welcome message will also help you out, because it will remind people of how they got on. And if they remember how they got on and they make that connection, they're less likely to mark you as spam or to put you in the junk folder. And also, because you send that welcome message closely to when they've signed up, and it has that higher open rate. The more they open and look at your messages, the more than I'll just call it the powers that be that watch all the email text stuff. The more they're seeing that the people you're sending to are opening, the more they say, oh, it must not be spam. We'll put it in the regular folder. So that's one. Another one is to adjust your text settings. And so I'm going to give you a couple of acronyms. I don't know what they stand for, but you'll want to go into your, it'll be wherever your email is hosted from. There's a few settings that you can do that kind of legitimizes that you're a non-spam sender. And those are DKIM. So DK, dog, kitty, internet, Mary, I don't know. SPF, like the sunscreen, and DMARC. D as in David, M as in Mary, A as in Apple, R as in Ralph, C as in cat. Those are, your tech person will know what they are, but there's a way that you can adjust those settings so that you'll be seen as a legit sender of email, and that will also help you stay out of the spam filter.
Good tips there. I got a little homework to do to make sure that you're staying out of that spam filter there. So let's sneak in one more before we let you go today. So you talk about email energetic. What do you mean by that? And let's wrap up today with some email energetic tips.
Okay. Well, email energetic, and this, by the way, can apply to any marketing and really anything you do in life, but I'll focus it on email. It's the idea that, as one of my mentors says, the energy with which you create guides and determines the energy of the creation. And what I mean by that is, if you are writing your email and you're saying, ugh, I hate this. I hate email. I hate that I have to send it. I don't want to deal with this. This never seems like it works or whatever. I guess I'll just do it. There's an energy that goes along with that, my woo-y part. And they can feel it. Your receivers, your subscribers can feel that on the other side. And that's very different than if you just send it with wow, this is fun. I hope they enjoy this tip. I hope they like this story that I've created or this funny meme that I've created. And this is a great way to build a relationship with my clients. And I love my clients and I hope they enjoy this. And if you just send it with that intention instead, it sounds so silly, but it will have a very different impact on the other side. And it's the same for social media posts and same for your other marketing. Find the ways that you like to market your business that tells the story you want to tell and lets you create with the people that you love who are coming into your center. And if you can look at it from that lens, you'll start to drive different results.
Yeah, and Leanne, while it is an email tip, it really is a life tip. I believe that like does attract like. So it's the energy you give is the energy that you get.
Yes,
yeah,
100%.
Good. Well, great tips as always. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming events.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. If you would like to connect with Leanne, you can visit her website, leannemariewebster.com, where she not only has her email with heart, but other great content as well. So if you're ready to start improving your profitability, you can reach us anytime at education@bpa.com. So as we wrap up another edition of The Profit Break, remember, when your focus is on growing people, people will grow your business. This episode, as well as all our previous episodes, are available 24/7 for you and your team at bowlinuniversity.net. Plus, we have new episodes available every month. Mark your calendar, watch your email, join us on Facebook, hear about all the latest episodes. Until then, I'm Bart Berger, and remember, do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. We'll see you next time.